Michael Gove has given a full-throttle defense of Boris Johnson as the best person to lead the country as the Prime Minister's foes plot to push him from power. The Levelling Up Secretary insisted there is no one in government who has his energy, his determination, his vision. The PM is under attack from Tories from different wings of the party who believe he needs to go in the wake of public anger about lockdown rule breaking in Downing Street. But Mr. Gove told the Sunday Express, "I'm absolutely confident that Boris can and should win the next election, and I want him to lead us into it, and I want him to be Prime Minister for as long as possible." A confidence vote in the Tory leader will be triggered if 54 Conservative MPs write letters demanding one, but Mr. Gove argues that Mr. Johnson has provided amazing leadership on the biggest issues facing Britain and warned that ousting him would play into Labour hands. He said, "Our opposition would like nothing more than for Boris to be toppled. You can see that." Mr. Gove's ringing endorsement for the embattled PM carries extra weight because he torpedoed Mr. Johnson's 2016 leadership bid to take over from David Cameron on the grounds he could not provide the leadership needed. But now he argues that Mr. Johnson has proven he has what it takes to helm the government by making the right calls on Brexit and COVID. He said, "I don't think that any other leader of the Conservative Party could have delivered Brexit in the way that he did. I've got no doubt that he will lead us into the next election." He makes the case the PM demonstrated his strength of judgment by putting his faith in the vaccine program and not restricting freedoms at the end of last year. "Before Christmas, I was one of those people who was a bit cautious about whether or not we needed more restrictions," he said. "But Boris called it right." He knew the booster campaign would be a success, and his judgment has been proven right on delivering that, as it was in delivering Brexit. Mr. Gove also praised the PM's character and compassion. He said, "I've known Boris for a long time, we've had our ups and downs, but I think one of the most underestimated things about Boris is he is a kind person. People see Boris the determined and energetic leader. They also see Boris the person with the sense of humor. One of the things people don't see so often is the fact that when colleagues and friends are going through tough times, he is a genuinely kind and thoughtful person." "I've had one or two ups and downs in my life in the last 12 months, and Boris has been personally very kind. The cabinet minister cautioned that many people who backed the Conservatives for the first time in 2019 were voting not just for the party but for Mr. Johnson in particular, and they will ask if the party is still on their side if the PM is forced out. However, former Brexit Secretary David Davis said fellow MPs could see their own seats disappearing as so-called Partygate batters Tories' popularity. Polling suggests Mr. Johnson would lose his own constituency. Mr. Davis said there was no doubt that discontent was spreading. He claimed MPs see themselves losing the next election on the back of this and warned the saga doesn't help the reputation of the country. One former minister told the Sunday Express, "There's no question it is the end of days, either for him or for the party, I'm afraid." A senior backbencher said, "The interaction I have with voters makes it clear that trust has been severed. I think change means change at the very top." A long-term supporter of the PM admitted that attitudes to the PM have shifted, saying, "What we've seen in the last couple of days is that things have moved more rapidly than people expected. Increasing numbers of people just think that he can't win the next election." A YouGov analysis suggests the Conservatives are on course to lose all but 3 of 88 battleground seats. An MP said, "That sent shivers up the entire red wall. Because at the moment the people going wobbly have tended to be MPs in the South. But this has sent the red wall bananas on their WhatsApp groups." A Northern MP who holds a former Labour seat admitted that it feels different this time, like the threshold to trigger a confidence vote will be reached. Patrick English, a political expert at YouGov, said, "Based on these figures in the Conlab battlegrounds, Keir Starmer would be well set to take power. Labour would undoubtedly win the election, but whether or not it would be enough for a majority of their own remains to be seen." The projections spell deep trouble for the Conservatives, who lack allies in the Commons to put them power in the result of a hung parliament.